Hi, welcome back to another episode of Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. Welcome to episode 100. Didn't think we'd make it this far, but we're still going with it. So this is number 100. In this episode, we're going to keep on working on the New York 5-window coupe. In the last episode, I tied in the A pillars and I tacked in the B pillars. I'm going to go through this episode, and this might be an episode where I struggle with some of this stuff because the hard part is actually getting those B pillars so they're perfect where they are. So far, what I've been working on, I've been welded the one sill in place, this piece here. It was a bit of a struggle, I have to admit. A lot of on and offs, a lot of on and bending and twisting. It does fit the way that it's supposed to now. You can see there's pretty much an even gap along the bottom. I'll keep on working on that. The other thing with this particular B pillar, as I mentioned in the previous episode, is that it's bent in. So I'm going to have to figure a way of bracing it and then using a hydraulic jack to basically bend it back out to get it back in shape. I'm also going to work on building and making the bottoms of these B pillars here on both sides. These sills, just for reference, this is what we started with right here. This piece here, it looks like that. So it's got to be trimmed. This is for the other side. So I'm going to go over and work on this on the other side and finish it off. The other side door, as I said in the previous episode, it fits pretty much perfectly. I'm very, very happy with where it is and the gap and the fit, and the B pillar, even though there was a tremendous amount of damage right here, which I've pounded out, the pillar itself has got the right shape. So won't have to do anything with that. But again, the bottom of the B pillar, I've got to make that. I'll show you what I did and how I did it, and then weld it in place. So it's where it's supposed to be. So the coupe's starting to get some stability into it, and we'll just keep on working away. I think I should be able to remove this internal frame too during this episode. So watch along as we keep on working on the New York coupe. Here we are a day later, I guess. I don't know that I mentioned it previously, but I actually had to detach the B pillars on the bottom here. Because this one B pillar is bent, it gave me a misleading dimension. So what I had to do is actually move the bottom of the B pillars back in approximately ½ an inch on both sides to get the exact distance at the bottom of where they should be. What I've determined from this other B pillar, which I was kind of hoping to use, but I don't think so, unfortunately, is that this one is bent in about 3/16 of an inch or so here. So the plan right now is to fasten this on the bottom. I made my first little sheet metal piece here, just basically a bent piece of 18 gauge sheet metal, and then I cut it so it will fit in there. That's the outer part of the B pillar. There's also another piece that goes on the inside. I've got to fabricate a piece that will fit inside of this. So I'm going to weld this in place, weld it on the bottom, and then what I'm ultimately going to do once this is welded in place, I'm going to build kind of a jig. The camera lady stepped on the 1x1 tubing that I also removed from the inside, because actually right now I don't need it. I pretty much have my stability. I know where my fixing points are and where the door will close. My issue right now basically is that the B pillar is bent, and I've got to find a way to bend it out. So my thought process is basically make a jig, triangle shaped, put a hydraulic jack in the center, and basically fix it top and the bottom, and then apply pressure until the B pillar bends back out. That's my plan. I'm going to put it together. I'll show you what I did. Hopefully it works. And then we're going to carry on trying to get these B pillars in place on the 32 5-window. just saw me make was a support bracket for the B-pillars on the 5-window coupe. Essentially all I did, and I did this before with the Moncton coupe, I kept this over. It's just a piece of 1/8 inch plate that I made the shape of the bracket. And as you just saw me do, I took it, I put my 18 gauge metal, and I stuck it into vise. And basically what I've done is I've made this rolled over edge. Hopefully you can see it, because that's the way the originals are done. And this is essentially like a repair piece. So like I said, I've done it before quite successfully. And what we did over here now on this 5-window, I'm not sure if we can get down low enough to see it, the outside of it, is I welded the little piece in the bottom of the B-pillar here, and then I welded this place in here, and maybe probably see it from the other side, I'm not sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now make a little repair piece for this side of the B-pillar. And then on the inside, I have to make, once I have the outside all done, there's another piece that actually fits on the inside, and I believe the body bolt hole will go through it. I don't know if the camera lady can flip around there and see that or not, but so gotta dress the welds up a little bit. I say I'll fix this little piece, and then around the back, you could see the back part of the B-pillar. There's actually another metal piece that fits inside of it, so I'll show you that when I get it done here. So what I wanted to do for the inner B-pillar, this is a 4-door B-pillar. It's not the same as a 5-window, so this would have been the outer part of the door pillar, which I just fixed, and this would be the intersection. So I didn't know exactly what they look like. I Googled it and came up with something. Part of building this 5-window coupe is not to do a concours restoration, but put it back together, make it as close as we can to the original, but ultimately it's not going to be 100% perfect 32 Ford. So what I did, I started with a piece of sheet metal like this, which ultimately I figured out would fit on the inside, and then I couldn't do it all in one piece, so I formed it, put a tab out, and then I created this small piece on the side, which I welded in the back. So this will now tap in there, and then the bolt will go through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld this up here and there and weld it to the original B-pillar, and then we'll have basically an inner and outer structure as close as we can to an original. Obviously, when we go to put, or when the owner goes to put new wood into it, this piece of wood will probably have to be trimmed a little to fit inside here, but once it's on, you'll never notice a difference. And then now we actually have like an inner and outer portion of the B-pillar. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go weld that in place, and then I'm going to go to the driver's side and try and do the exact same thing on the driver's side. Here I am about a day or so later. I did do the B-pillar on the passenger side. Had to actually do it twice, unfortunately. Didn't quite get it right the first time. And then, as you can see, I did the inner piece as well. Yeah, there we go. So the bolt goes through it. Like I said previously, I'm doing my best to make it look like a 32 Ford bottom of a B-pillar, but probably took a couple liberties here, but basically keeping with the way they put it together and then just reinforcing it, trying to use as much of the original B-pillar as possible. I have a very nice door fit across up through here. I didn't want to mess with it. Same way in the front, so we're good. Just gonna open the door up because the door. Then over here, if the camera lady wants to come over, I finished the sill on the bottom of this side as well. So we've got the B-pillar welded in, the sill welded in, and that's it, I guess, for this episode. I did not straighten the B-pillar out on the driver's side. We'll have to do that on next week's video or another video coming up. So now the project with the A-pillars, the B-pillars, the doors open and shutting reasonably well. We're going to move on, like I said, and work on other parts of the car. Just want to thank everybody for all your support the past year. We finally reached our 1,000 subscribers, which was, I didn't think we would do it, but with all your support, we did. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. That's how I guess we get better with these videos and stuff. Want to just wish Happy New Year to everybody from myself and the camera lady. Wish all the best in the next year. We've got enough work to probably go at least for another year with projects coming in between the 2 5-window coupes and other stuff coming. So we plan to keep on doing this every Thursday at 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. We'll post a video, and hopefully you enjoy. Please like and subscribe, and all the best in 2023.